The following content has been generated with artificial intelligence under minimal human supervision. The data presented may contain errors or inaccuracies. The opinions expressed in this content do not necessarily reflect the vision, position, or values of DigiAll. We recommend verifying critical information with additional sources before making decisions based on this content.
Welcome to DigiAll Tech News. Today is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. I'm Kylie Brooks, and this is where technology becomes clear and engaging. Anthropic says the US has lifted its export ban on Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5, just weeks after restricting the advanced AI models over security concerns. CrowdStrike says China-linked actors are targeting AI companies through broader espionage, from product roadmaps to people and supply chains. Amazon is committing an initial $1 billion to an AWS unit that embeds AI engineers directly with enterprise customers. Anthropic is launching an internal drug discovery program for neglected diseases alongside Claude Science, its new AI product for drug makers. Senator Mark Warner has released a discussion draft of the first federal proposal aimed specifically at consumer-facing autonomous AI agents. Let's start with a policy reversal that shows how unsettled frontier AI controls still are. Anthropic says the US Department of Commerce has lifted an export ban on Claude Fable 5 and Mythos 5, and that it is beginning to restore access today. Those models had been abruptly suspended in June after national security concerns that advanced systems could be exploited by hackers or foreign adversaries. The practical takeaway is not that the security risk disappeared, it is that access to the most capable models can change very quickly when governments are trying to balance innovation, commercial deployment, and national security. For developers and enterprise customers, that kind of policy whiplash matters because availability can become a moving target. The question now is what standard officials are using. What makes a model risky enough to restrict 1 week and acceptable to restore the next? The cyber story is bigger than stolen code. CrowdStrike reported that Chinese entities accounted for more than half of state-sponsored intrusions targeting technology companies in the 12 months through March 31st, with AI assets a major focus. What stands out is the shift in target, not only hardware designs or trade secrets, but product roadmaps, supply chain weaknesses, and the people inside young companies. That matters because the AI race is being measured in very small margins, with an estimated 3 to 4 month US lead. The examples are messy, which is often how this kind of story looks in the real world. Anthropic has publicly accused Alibaba and other Chinese firms of attempted model distillation attacks. CopyLeaks CEO Alon Yamin said DeepSeek's R1 model produced outputs stylistically similar to OpenAI's ChatGPT nearly 3/4 of the time. And Agentic Capital founder Brian Abbott alleged that a China-hired employee altered code and website language to sabotage fundraising, an incident reported to the FBI. CNBC said it could not independently verify that claim. The sharper point for listeners is that startups are being asked to move fast while also defending against nation-state pressure, social engineering, and insider risk. That is a hard security bill to pay when a young company is still below what experts call the cyber poverty line. Now to AWS, where Amazon is admitting something many enterprise AI teams already know. The hard part is not always buying the tool. It is making the tool work inside a real organization. Amazon is putting an initial $1 billion behind a new division of forward-deployed engineers, meaning teams that embed directly with customers to build production-grade AI software and agentic workflows. AWS plans to send 5 to 6 pods of engineers into 45-day customer engagements, with early customers including the National Basketball Association and Ricoh. Francesca Vasquez, AWS's Vice President of Frontier AI Engineering and Services, described strong demand from customers who need help driving agentic AI patterns into workflows, and said these engineers have to navigate internal client politics as well as write code. That last phrase is important. Enterprise AI adoption is as much about process, permissions, and organizational friction as it is about models. Amazon wants this unit to grow to thousands of employees through hiring and internal transfers. In a market where Palantir has used similar forward-deployed teams for more than a decade, and Salesforce, Anthropic, and Google Cloud are also offering comparable services. The role itself has become a rare growth area, with LinkedIn data showing demand rose 42-fold from 2023 to 2025, even as Amazon has cut more than 30,000 corporate jobs since October 2025. The test for AWS is whether hands-on implementation produces faster, measurable value, or simply makes Amazon look more like the specialized services firms it is chasing. Anthropic's healthcare move is interesting because it is not just selling software to drug makers from the outside. At an event in San Francisco, the company announced an internal drug discovery program focused on neglected diseases, the kinds of targets traditional biopharma companies often overlook because they are not commercially attractive. At the same time, Anthropic introduced Claude Science, a new AI product designed for drug makers. Life Sciences head Eric Carteret-Abrams framed the logic as learning by doing. To build better models and tools for the industry, Anthropic wants tight feedback loops from its own experience trying to develop drugs. An Anthropic spokesperson also pointed to the company's public benefit corporation status, saying it can choose programs based on patient benefit, including work the commercial market overlooks. That is a compelling mission, but healthcare is where big tech enthusiasm has often met slow, complicated reality. Alphabet, Apple, and Amazon have all pushed into health with mixed histories. So the grounded question is not whether AI can help scientists. The question is whether directly entering drug discovery gives Anthropic credibility and better product feedback, and how far the company intends to take any promising candidates it finds. And finally, AI agents are getting a proposed rulebook before they become a normal part of online shopping and travel. Senator Mark Warner has released a discussion draft of the Artificial Intelligence Access, Gatekeeper Exchange, and Non-Discriminatory Transfer Act, shortened to the AI Agent Act. It is being framed as the first federal proposal aimed specifically at autonomous agents that can do things for consumers, like book travel or shop online. The draft would require agents to act in the user's best interest in a fiduciary-like manner, set strong privacy and data protection expectations, and create a Federal Trade Commission registry of trusted agents. In plain English, the concern is that these tools may soon hold the keys to your email, e-commerce accounts, and credit cards. Warner says consumers deserve real choice in the marketplace, and that AI agents must be accountable to the people they serve. The market stakes are real. Morgan Stanley projects AI-powered shopping assistants could drive up to $385 billion in US e-commerce sales by 2030. The trade-off is familiar but urgent. A trusted agent registry could help consumers avoid risky bots, but the details will matter. How the FTC verifies agents, what fiduciary-like duties actually require, and whether compliance costs slow smaller developers before the market has fully formed. Today's through line is control. Governments are adjusting access to frontier models. Companies are defending AI advantage from espionage. Cloud providers are moving engineers closer to customers. Anthropic is testing whether building in healthcare can improve its tools. And lawmakers are trying to define who an AI agent actually serves before consumers hand over sensitive accounts. Thank you for staying informed with DigiAll Tech News. We'll be back with more updates as they develop.